Hello and welcome to another CS Advising resource video. Today we're going to discuss just common errors students may encounter when registering for courses through the XC registration portal, and then how you can go about addressing them and fixing them. In this video, we are going to discuss what are error messages, as well as different types of error messages, such as restriction errors, approval required errors, linked course errors, and then just miscellaneous errors. If you found your way to this video because you're facing a specific error message, you're attempting to register right now and you're seeing it come up, feel free to use the navigation bar that's at the bottom of the video to skip ahead to the section that's most relevant to your actual situation. No need to watch the full video to get all that information or that little bit of information. So first off, what are error messages? Error messages are status notifications that occur at the top right of the screen in XC registration. The same error messages will also appear in the course summary chart in the bottom right of the portal under the status column. So you'll see a column that will display that error, as well as a little window or bar, I guess, that occurs at the top right corner of the screen. These messages usually appear in red and will let you know that a course was not successfully added to your schedule and then why it was not added to your schedule. When a course has been successfully added to your schedule, the status message instead will be again in the upper right corner, but will be green and notify you of a successful registration. While this video will review registration errors, it's not going to cover how to register for courses in XC registration. For more information on that, please just visit the webpage link that appears on this slide. This is the registrar's office's directions on registering for courses. If you still have questions after that and are running into issues, feel free to reach out to your advisor and they can connect you with resources. So first types of errors that we're going to discuss today are restriction errors. There are 3 different types of restriction errors that you may run into. These restrictions are tied to student attributes such as major, degree program, student type, etc., and will appear when a student is attempting to register for a course that they are not eligible to enroll in at all or without special permissions. The first restriction error code you may see is a college or department restriction. This means the course is restricted to only students in that college or department. For example, most of the non-gen ed courses offered by the College of Business, for example, a lot of accounting courses or finance classes, they tend to only be available to CBA students or College of Business Administration students. Since College of Engineering students are not in that college, you will often see these restrictions appear when attempting to register. The second restriction error code you may see is a major or program restriction. This means that the course is restricted to only those students in the major or degree program that's tied to the course. For example, many higher level CS courses like CS 342 are restricted to only those students with majors under the CS umbrella, such as computer science, data science, and computer science plus design. So that would be an example of a major program restriction. Non-CS students are unable to register for that class. The third restriction error code you may run into then is a level restriction. This means you are attempting to register for a course that is not available to undergraduates, such as graduate courses. A common issue that a lot of CS students find themselves in when registering for technical electives is this actual level restriction. All of our CS technical electives are available with a 3 credit hour option being for undergraduate students and a 4 credit hour option being for graduates. They're 2 separate sections, but it's all within the same course number. So CS 480 will have a 3 credit hour version and it will have a 4 credit hour version. If you attempt to register for that 4 credit hour version or section, you will receive a level restriction error code. And if you email your advisor, we'll tell you to register for the 3 credit hour version instead. So to obtain permissions to remove these restriction errors, You will need to work with the department or college offering the course directly to just see if the restriction can be waived. Please keep in mind, it is not common to have these course restrictions waived. There may be some for specific classes, but for the most part, major courses are usually going to just be open to majors specifically. All right, so the next type of error are approval required errors. There are 3 different types of approval required error codes that students may run into when registering for their courses. These approvals are placed on courses by departments or colleges for a variety of reasons, such as limited seat capacity, application-based enrollment for these courses, etc. Students must receive approval in order to resolve these error codes and then successfully register for that course. The first approval required error code to look out for is advisor approval required. The CS department does not require advisor approval for any of our courses, and us as CS advisors, we cannot grant students approval for any courses inside or outside of CS. We just don't have the ability to do that. In CS, you'll typically instead see departmental approval required restrictions, and we'll discuss those in a moment. So instead, to resolve this particular error, the advisor approval required, students must reach out to the advising unit for the department or college offering the course. You can usually find this information on what advisor to reach out to by looking at the department or college's website and finding the section for undergraduate advising. The second approval required error code to look out for is departmental approval required, like I had just mentioned. To receive this approval, students should reach out to the department or college offering the course and/or explore that department or college's website for instructions on how to receive approval. For example, both the College of Business Administration and the Mathematics, Statistics, and Computer Science department both have online forms available on their website that can be completed in order to receive departmental approval. Doesn't mean you can't email the department and college, depending on what courses you're looking at. But if they have that form, they're just going to send you back to the form. So might as well start there and try to get that approval sooner rather than later. The third approval required error code students can run into is instructor approval required. To receive this approval, students must reach out to the instructor teaching the course directly and request that approval. Something really important to keep in mind as a CS student is that instructor approval is sometimes placed on some CS courses on around the add drop period. So make sure to account for this if you're ever making last minute schedule adjustments during that time, especially with, like I said, technical electives. All right, next up is linked course errors. When registering for many of your math, science, and CS classes, you'll probably notice that they require a linked section or both a lecture and lab/discussion section in order for you to successfully register for the course. If you don't have both the lecture and the lab and discussion that are linked in your schedule when attempting to register, you're going to get this error code. Make sure to look over your registration, review it, remove whatever sections you just attempted to register for that you got the error code for, and then start over by searching for the course again, clicking view linked. Don't click the add button at this point. Click view linked first, and then find the linked section options. Pick the one that you want or we're trying to register for, and press add all, and then submit that schedule. This majority of the time resolves the error. If you need more information on how to add linked courses to your schedule, you can go ahead and navigate to the XE registration webpage from the registrar's office that I did reference earlier in the video. Next, the other error you may see when working with linked courses is the duplicate CRN error. This just means that you have 2 of the same sections in your shopping cart, which is in the bottom right corner of your screen, when attempting to register for classes. The system is not going to allow you to register for the same class twice. Instead, it'll just say duplicate CRN error up in the top right. Make sure to just review your registration, remove one of the duplicate courses, and then attempt to register again to resolve this issue. All right, and so now on to some miscellaneous errors. Beyond the errors we've already discussed, there are just a few general, I call them miscellaneous errors that you might run across. So the first, which is really common, especially in your first semester of registering, is the course prerequisite and/or test code error. This error code occurs when a student is attempting to register for a course that they do not meet the prerequisites for, either through a placement exam or through prior coursework. Go ahead and check the prerequisites for the course using the registration portal or the course catalog. If, especially for CS courses or a mathematics course, that you know you do meet the prerequisites for it, either again through transfer credit, the placement exam, prior UIC coursework, go ahead and reach out to our CS Student Affairs office for, like, again, a CS course that you might get this error for, and they can help give you approval and work with you to get registered. You're also welcome to email your advisor. We're just going to send you also to CS-UGrad, our CS Student Affairs office. Next is the time conflict error. This error code occurs when a student is attempting to register for courses that are offered at the same time without any sort of prior approval. You cannot register for two classes happening at the same time unless it's an asynchronous class, because that can occur at any time. In limited cases, departments sometimes are able to accommodate taking classes at the same time, especially if there's maybe only a 5-10 minute crossover time. But you need to work directly with the instructors and the departments offering those courses to figure out what their policy is for getting a time conflict override. In CS, we do ask you to work with your instructors and have your instructors reach out to our student affairs office with their approval. But again, that's only in computer science classes. This can be different depending on what classes you're looking to take that do conflict. Finally, the closed section error. This error code occurs when a student is attempting to register for a course that does not have any available seats right now. You either need to choose another course that has open seats or go ahead and turn on open seat notifications via, your My UIC portal. If you just search open seat notifications, you're able to turn them on and get access to them for any given class, so that you can receive an email, once that seat opens up and you are able to add that to your schedule. All right, so those are pretty much the main error codes you see. There may be some that we didn't mention, so if you didn't find the answers to your questions here, don't hesitate to reach out to your advisor for further support. We are here to help. Email is always the best way to get in touch with us, and you can check for your advisor on iAdvise. Otherwise, we do encourage you to bookmark our link tree, which has helpful links for CS students, and then also follow our CS Student Affairs Instagram for even more information and updates just on CS advising and CS in general throughout the school year. Otherwise, have a great day and thanks for watching.